This is a regularly scheduled public session of the Woodbridge Board of Education and is in compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Laws of 1975, also known as the Sunshine Law. This meeting has been approved by resolution adopted at the organization meeting held on January 6, 2025. Notification has been sent to the record. Notification has also been posted to Woodbridge Borough Hall, the Woodbridge Memorial Library, tapinto.net, and the Woodbridge Board of Education's website. Meetings of the board are open to the public, and all members of the community should feel free to participate. The board announces that under its longstanding policy, it will not discuss in public any comments made by members of the public concerning individual staff members. Before coming to the board, the chain of command should be followed. There are two portions of the meeting reserved for comments made from the public. The first at the beginning of the meeting for agenda items only, and the second at the end of the meeting for other items. Issues raised by the public may or may not be responded to by the board, but all comments will be considered. The board requests that all members of the public be mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Due to confidentiality and legal rights afforded by the state of New Jersey, members of the public are asked not to speak negatively or in a derogatory manner about any employee of the board or any student. Please be advised that all or portion of this meeting is being live streamed in real time and will be recorded for rebroadcasting at a future date. Roll call.
Mr. Fallon.
Here.
Mr. Garvin.
Here.
Mrs. Milano.
Here.
Mr. Vaccaro is absent. Mr. Biamonte.
Present.
Mr. Nieves.
Present. We have a few presentations, recognitions, and awards, so I'll let you take us through. You want to take mine, Tony?
Testing. Good evening, everyone. In my first presentation this evening, I don't want to say with a great deal of pleasure. I'm going to say a great deal of pride, where I'm recognizing a long-standing employee of our school district, who I first came to know as a paraprofessional, and she was my parent chaperone for our first Florida softball trip, and she eventually made it into the high school guidance department as our administrative assistant, and many of us are concerned for whether the building will collapse once Jane Carey walks out the door. And this evening, it gives me great pleasure to recognize her on the occasion of her retirement, and I have a resolution. And it reads as follows. Jane Carey, Woodbridge School District, March 1st, 1999 to August 31st, 2025. Whereas Jane Carey has been an employee of the Woodbridge School District, and whereas Jane Carey has served with distinction and dedication as both a paraprofessional and an administrative assistant for more than 26 years with the Woodbridge School District. And whereas Jane Carey has given notice of her retirement effective August 31st, 2025, this week, now therefore be it resolved that the Woodbridge Board of Education recognizes the contributions of Jane Carey and extends their sincere gratitude and appreciation to her and wishes her a long and happy retirement. It is signed by myself and Board President Nieves, and it's approved by resolution August 25th, 2025. Mrs. Carey, come on up. She's left her name with the office. Would you like the young man to come up here? Let the young man. Get up here, young man. It's still squishy, you know.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Congratulations. Wishing you much health and happiness and enjoy your, is it your second life or,
Mrs. Carey, you know I will miss you terribly, whether it's the items that you and I worked on or for the Woodard Memorial Foundation. So you were a true friend to our students here, so we will miss you. I will miss you.
And Mrs. Carey, I'll add, extended only to you as a retiree. If you feel the need to leave right now, you can do so. Okay? Okay. Good evening. I have to make a few short presentations regarding some of our state assessments. It's mandated for me to present these. The first one I'm presenting this evening is pertaining to the results of the New Jersey Graduation Proficiency Assessment. These were assessments taken this past spring by the students who will be entering our doors next week as 12th graders. And this basically is the assessment that determines whether they are graduation ready. There's two ratings, graduation ready and not graduation ready. If a student were to not pass this test, there are a few different pathways and alternative tests that they can take to pass. The good news as I present the results is we have a good number of students who have passed it on the first shot, and we already have students who did not meet proficiency that have already passed their alternative assessment. So we're on the road to good things. Now, also should note regarding state testing, about a week and a half ago, the state announced that they were changing the state tests. They're changing the company and they're changing the format. The format is supposed to be what's called adaptive, so that rather than getting the same number of questions, it's adaptive in such if I get a question wrong, it'll give me an easier one to give me some success. If I get a question harder, if I get a question right, I'll get a harder one after that. This literally rolled out on a Friday afternoon about 10 days ago. We've yet to be trained in administering it. We've been told that there'll be a field test. So next year's seniors normally would take the test in the springtime. They will take a field test this fall, which we haven't been told counts for anything. And then they'll take their real test in the spring. Same goes for NJSLA grades 3 through 9, or 4 through 9. There'll be a field test this fall, and then the real test in the spring. And obviously, more information will be coming out shortly. A brief overview. The NJGPA shall be administered to all 11th grade pupils and to any 11th or 12th grade pupil who has previously failed to demonstrate mastery of state graduation proficiencies. NJGPA is designed to measure the extent to which students are graduation ready in English language arts and mathematics. Graduation readiness is reported separately for each content component. The ELA component is aligned to grade 10. So our juniors took the NJGPA in the spring, and it's basically an assessment aligned to grade 10 English language arts standards. The mathematics component is aligned to Algebra 1 and geometry standards. So the majority of our juniors are in Algebra 2 or higher. They're taking an assessment that measures their mastery of Algebra 1 and geometry. Students who take the test but do not meet the minimum required score of 725 on each component of the assessment will have the opportunity to receive additional supports and may take the following steps. Starting in this year, they can retake the ELA or math components of the New Jersey Graduation Proficiency Assessment in the following summer or fall. That is a proposal right now. The footnote is that it's going to be taken, action is going to be taken legislatively to put it into play. It's presumed that's what's going to happen. So now a student who fails it in their spring of their junior year will also have the option to take it in the fall of their senior year to pass it. They still have the option to meet a designated cut score from the menu of substitute competency tests. In our district, we use a product called AccuPlacer. And they can also complete a portfolio appeal. This past year, we had 84 juniors, the class of 2026, take the assessment. We did not have any seniors. We are comparing here 11th grade and 12th grade. Again, the state template has 12th grade because some districts do test in 12th grade depending upon success in 11th. And this will be the template moving forward. So this past year, we had 85.7% of our students score graduation ready in ELA, and 67.9% of our students graduation ready in mathematics. And I apologize for the redundancy. This slide shows you a comparison of spring of 25, one set of students, and the preceding spring of 24, a different set of students. The class of 25, which took it in 24, had 122 students in it. The senior class coming in had 84 students in it. So for those of you who are statistically inclined, it's going to have an impact on the numbers. But when we compare the test in 2024 for last year's graduates, we had 86.9% of our students graduation ready. In this year's assessment, 85.7%. In mathematics, the former class, graduation ready, 71.9%, and the class that took it last spring scored 67.9%. And of course, mathematically, whatever's not graduation ready is going to be not yet graduation ready. So in comparing 2024 to 2025, in ELA, we have dropped 1.2 percentage points. And in mathematics, we have dropped 4.0 percentage points. This is essentially the same information because some districts have multiple high schools, so they have a district score as well as a state score or a school score. So we're comparing ourselves to the state. In 24, we were about 5 or 6 points better percentage-wise, and right now we're just about 6 percentage points better than the state in ELA. In mathematics, in 24, we were 71.9% compared to the state's 54.7%. And this past year, we were 67.9% to the state's average of 58%. This is the same information for juniors only because the state's going to have a senior slide as well. That's where that is. We only have one high school in our district, so this lists the one school and the numbers that I've already mentioned. ELA, no seniors. Mathematics overall, mathematics grade 11, mathematics grade 12. Graduation ready comparison, once again, the district to the school. Grade 11 students, the numbers haven't changed. Grade 12 students. Now, notable achievements or data worth making notice of. Our graduation readiness rate is very similar to our graduation readiness rate of the year before. Statistically, we had 38 fewer students in this class take the assessment. The following subgroups increased in being deemed graduation ready in 2025 as compared to 2024. Our male subgroup increased from 83.6% to 88% graduation ready. Our Hispanic subgroup increased from 82.1% to 88.2%, 82.1 to 88.2. Our Hispanic subgroup in mathematics increased from 72.7 to 73.5 graduation ready. Our 504 students who have been issued a 504 plan, that subgroup has increased from 53.8% graduation ready to 75% graduation ready. Again, two separate groups of students taking the assessment in their junior year. Now, areas in need of improvement, obviously, are the subgroups that failed to reach the score of last year, if that's your point of comparison. Our female subgroup had 9.1% fewer students deemed graduation ready in ELA, 7.9% fewer students deemed graduation ready in mathematics. Our white subgroup had 10% fewer students deemed graduation ready in ELA. Our white subgroup had 8.2% fewer students deemed graduation ready in mathematics. Economically disadvantaged subgroup had 4.7% fewer students deemed graduation ready in ELA, 21% fewer students graduation ready in mathematics. Our students with disabilities subgroup had 25% fewer students deemed graduation ready. Students with disabilities subgroup had 22% fewer students deemed graduation ready. Now, what are we going to do with this result? These results help us in a couple of ways. They really help us to look at the sequencing of our curriculum to address the students who are going to take this assessment for real in January. We're also going to have an opportunity to have that field test this fall for this new test platform and hopefully work out all of the bugs. The 12 students deemed not graduation ready in this year's class in ELA will meet the graduation criteria via alternate pathways according to code, and most of them have done that already. We're able to get it in. We get our results early enough in the springtime before we let out of school, and we're able to get some children on their way to getting out via the alternative pathway. 27 students that were deemed not yet graduation ready in math will meet the graduation criteria via alternate pathways according to code. Now that concludes that presentation. I have only one more. My next presentation is entitled WIDA Access. This is the test for English language proficiency for our multilingual learners. It's a very short presentation. Our learners are clustered by grades. Some grades are independent, some grades are pushed together. And additionally, for our purposes, for our grade spans, I matched our grade spans to the grade clusters to give us a better idea of where we are. So now, looking across, 1 is the entrance score. It's the lowest score that you can score. A 6 is the highest score. And anyone in that 4 and above range has the ability to exit from the multilingual program, provided there are other factors that are in their favor, their class grade, perhaps their state assessment grade, etc. So looking statistically, kindergarten students are obviously taking this course for the first time, and we were able to get 18% of our students reach a 4 or above, and the remaining students were below that. The kindergarten test is different. Grades 1 through 12 is online. The kindergarten is sort of like a hands-on storytelling activity. In grade 1, we have 33% of our students looking to exit. We have a good large number, 42, almost on the cusp of getting there. So these would be students who were in kindergarten 2 years ago and did not exit as kindergartners and remained in the program as first grade. And now we have a good number that are eligible to be consideration for exiting. Grade 2 and 3 is a smaller group. However, we have enough to talk about their data in public forum. 70% were 4 and above, and 30% were below expanding. Grade cluster 4-6, which again is a small group. We had 47% score 4 and above, and the remaining percentage below. And lastly, the grade 7 through 12 group had 28% reach language arts proficiency, and the remaining percentages did not. A senior or 12th grader does not need to exit this test in order to graduate. They have to exit the test or pass the test that we talked about previously. Now, this is sort of giving the message of, as we've grown in enrollment as a district, we have more of everything. And over time, we've grown a larger multilingual program. That's resulted in more staff. That's resulted in more supplies, more kids getting tested every year. So just to give a sort of chronological data point, 10 years ago, we had 20 students in our district that were multilingual. Our district was smaller at that time. And at the time, 90% of those students were in Woodridge High School. The majority of them were multilingual learners who came up from Moonachie into the 9th grade. That was normally the trend. As we move through time, as we go to, for example, the close of the 24 school year, we had 71 students multilingual enrolled, and only 29% of them were in the high school, because the increased enrollment in our early elementary grades, we have more students that are in need of multilingual services. This past year, we had 53 students total, and 26% of these students enrolled in the high school. So our high school numbers are getting lower. and our early elementary and intermediate levels are getting higher. We do have many students who drop in, who transfer in at various points in different grade levels, and they become part of the data as well. Today, right now, we have a total of 37 multilingual students enrolled, with 30% of these students enrolled in high school. As the school year opens, with new students enrolled in all grade levels, the total enrollment of ML students is expected to increase. 37 right now. We have 115 kindergartners starting next week. We have 85 preschoolers starting next week. So I would anticipate that these numbers will grow. Does anybody in the audience or the board have any questions? That concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. On to our board administrators report.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a while since our last meeting, so tonight's agenda is on the longer side, just over 50 pages. To conserve both paper and taxpayer dollars, we haven't printed copies. For anyone in the audience, the agenda is available on our website. Just click on menu, then our district, then meeting agenda, and tonight's will be right at the top on the list. Some highlights from the business office for tonight's agenda. Under finance, our bills list is substantial, covering purchases from June 14th through this past Friday, August 22nd. We also approved the June 2025 financials. July is not quite closed yet as we finalize items for our auditors, but we expect to present those reports at the September meeting. Finally, we're pleased to accept $738,944 in extraordinary aid in the 24-25 school year. That's about $66,000 more than was budgeted for, so that's some welcome good news. Looking ahead to the new school year for our students, enjoy these last days of summer. And for parents working from home, freedom is just around the corner. You'll soon see letters about our breakfast and lunch programs. Prices this year are $3.75 for lunch and $2.25 for breakfast, still a great value. And for the first time, breakfast will be served in all 3 schools. For families in our free reduced lunch program, applications must be renewed each year. Once you have access to the 2025-2026 parent portal in real time, click menu, then meal application to apply. While paper applications are still available on our website, the parent portal is the fastest way to get your child's account set up. With regards to funding your child's account, to keep lunch accounts in good standing, you can add funds online through PaySchool Central. Just visit our homepage, scroll down a bit, and click on the very large banner for PaySchools right in the center of the page. Let's keep those accounts current and keep your friendly neighborhood business administrator out of your inbox. I thank you and look forward to a very positive and successful 2025-26 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Lisa. Trustees, comments, questions?
Thank you.
All right, on to our superintendent report.
Good evening. I open my report with a brief comment on our enrollment. As of today, as compared to the last day of school in June, we have a district-wide increase of 60 students enrolled in our school buildings. As I analyzed the data, I looked at it from what our configuration is going to be on the first day of school. We're going to have a pre-K to 4 building, a 5-6 building, and a 7 through 12. With the preschool being out of this number, K to 4, at the end of the school year last year, had 562 students. K to 4, as of today, opening the school year, has 562 students. Grades 5 and 6, which will be housed at the intermediate school this year, we have 34 more students this year as compared to the close of school last year, because we have 1 building for each grade span, and if you have a large class or a small class, in this case, we have a smaller 6th grade leaving, going to the high school, and bigger classes coming behind. That's what results in the larger numbers. And in the high school, from a grade 7 through 12 perspective, we ended the year last year at 577 students. Right now on our roll, we have 527 students. Again, we graduated a large senior class, and our 6th grade to 7th grade is a relatively smaller class, and that's a good chunk of that number. On our agenda this evening, we're going to we will have concluded most of our hiring, which will result in 35 new staff members being hired. Increases in staffing in child study team, speech, K-4 sections, pre-K, special ed, paraprofessionals, and counselors now in each building. We're opening on our agenda tonight, we're taking action on opening a grade 7 and 8 Learning Language Disabilities program as an offshoot of the program that started at the intermediate school a few years ago. This permits us to give our students the least restrictive environment and the opportunity to remain in district to receive their education. And we have about, I think, 3 7th graders and 1 8th grader starting that program this fall, and they're very excited. We have on our agenda this evening some new curricular items for some short-term classes. We have job descriptions being revised, mostly due to code and language changes. We have the first reading of policies and regulations. As Mr. Lisa mentioned, the acceptance of extraordinary aid. I want to thank Ms. Terminini, our director, and Mr. Lisa, our BA, for their hard work. It's not easy to get all these numbers together, but their work paid off, and we got more than we had hoped for. Our acceptance of federal funds. A bit later than usual, we received our notification August 7th, and while some areas increased, the overall award, Titles 1, 2, 3, Title 3 Immigrant, Title 4, is about $10,000 less than last year. We are continuing our agreement with the South Bergen Joint Commission for a classroom that they are running at Doyle School with all Woodridge students, their staff, and our students. Also in the agenda this evening is what I'm required to report about the graduation pathways. We had 118 students graduate in June. 21 of these students in math and 8 students in ELA graduated via a substitute competency test, which I spoke about before. No student required a portfolio. 3 students met the alternate requirements as specified in their IEP. No students were denied graduation. Also on our agenda this evening, we have a change in use because we're converting what used to be a classroom that became a conference room is now being converted to have our grade 7 and 8 new LLD class be in there right down the hallway. For all people at home, as we approach the start of school, some calendar reminders. All teaching staff will report to set up classrooms and participate in training beginning on Thursday of this week. All schools will be closed Friday through Monday of the upcoming Labor Day weekend. Staff will continue to report on Tuesday through Thursday of next week. First day of school for students will be Friday, September 5th. That is a 1-day session. First full day will be the following Monday. All of our schools are finalizing preparations for opening day. The building and ground staff, along with the administrative assistant staff, have been working diligently all throughout the summer. I wish to thank all of them for their collaboration and cooperation, given some unique circumstances. Having the work being done at the Doyle School forced all of our summer classes to be at the intermediate school, which delayed the cleaning of that building. So our staff has been forced to relocate and work in different groups, and ultimately, in the end, every building is going to be ready to go next week. As far as the construction and renovation at Doyle School, we will be opening Doyle School on time, as promised. The new wing is referred to as the Highland Avenue Learning Annex. And amongst the many things in the building, we have a new expansive library media center. We have a newly carpeted music room, child study team suite, and no more modular units. A new Doyle School main office suite, a new nurse's office, a new gymnasium separate from the lunchroom. The former gymnasium / lunchroom, the all-purpose room, has been completely renovated. New classrooms have been created from previous classroom spaces. Our hallways, which were formerly cinder blocks and tiles, have all been sheetrocked and colorfully painted in different themes throughout the building. We have, at Doyle School now, we have a security vestibule, which limits access to the building without passing through security. Every classroom now looks the same in terms of color and furnishings. In the 2 previous additions of Doyle, depending upon what was popular at the time, we might have had a different floor tile, a different wall color, etc. Every building in the Doyle School, outside of being different in size, has exactly the same color scheme and furnishings in it. Every pre-K and kinder room has a bathroom built in it. We have new cameras, security devices being installed, and without question, the greatest playground in Bergen County, with playground equipment, a mini basketball court, and a turfed play area, all opposite the gymnasium. In our high school, all of our classrooms have received new smart boards, and the digital clocks and new cameras and PA systems have been or are in the process of being upgraded. As we get closer to the start of the school year, I remind everyone to be safe when walking or driving towards any school building for drop-off and pickup. Each building principal will share pertinent information regarding their own building's procedures and designated areas for drop-off and pickup. And obviously, every school building has a number of students there, and the first day is always a crowded day because parents want to walk up and take pictures. I imagine after that takes place, things will become smoother, and we'll be able to iron out any kinks and bugs in the system. But it's very important. If you're getting to Doyle School at 8 o'clock, you're probably not going to be able to drop off at 8 o'clock. You're probably going to be in a line waiting to drop off. If you're getting there at 8:15, you're probably going to be late, depending upon the flow of traffic. So it takes your judgment whether you can walk to school or drive to school, whether you can drive and park someplace else and walk your child up. But please know, in the drop-off zones, it is intended to be a drop-off. We do understand with younger children, parent has to get out of the car and take the child out of the seat belt, et cetera. Over time, hopefully that process becomes quicker. And I'm sure all of the students, our younger students and our older students, our students that are new to the high school this year as seventh graders, they will quickly become acclimated with the procedures coming in and out of the building every day. But if you're home waiting for the information, if you haven't received it yet, it will be coming out by the end of the week from all three school buildings. And of course, if you have any questions, you can contact your respective school building or contact the superintendent's office. Mr. Nieves, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Albro. I'm very excited to see, opening day and what it's going to look like. I mean, the building is beautiful. I don't think we could be thankful enough for what we have, what we received in this,
This is a tremendous accomplishment here.
and the timeline.
And the
right?
timelines, yeah.
Absolutely. Trustees, any other comments or questions? All right. Approval of the minutes. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approves minutes of the following meeting, public session, June 16, 2025. Discussion. Can I get a first? Mr. Fallon, Mr. Biamonte, discussion, roll call.
Mr. Fallon,
Yes.
Mr. Garvin,
Yes.
Mrs. Milano,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
Mr. Nieves.
Yes. Motion carries. Trustees, for the committee report, since we do have 53 of 54 pages, I'm not going to go through each one of them. We have published this online. What I will do is I will first ask, before I open it up to the hearing of citizens on resolutions, do we have anything that was sent via email? No?
Nothing.
Okay. I will open it up to anybody in the audience on resolutions only. No. Hearing none, seeing none. All right, close the hearing of citizens. Trustees, now there's time. And Rich, I won't mess this up. Trustees, looking for your support, which includes Moonaki, on curriculum instruction 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 15, 16, and 17. Personnel 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 through 12, 14 through 17, 19 through 26, 32, 33, 39, and 40. Policy, just 1 and 2. Buildings and grounds, 2. Finance, 1 through 4, and 6 through 10. Board operations, 1 through 10, 11 through 16, 17, 18, 19, and 21. And that is it. Can I get a first? Mr. Garvin, second. Mrs. Milano, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Fallon,
Yes.
Mr. Garvin,
Yes.
Mrs. Milano,
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte,
Yes.
Mr. Nieves.
I am a yes for all, but I am abstaining from personnel 2. All right, trustees, one more. This is Woodridge only, looking for your support, curriculum and instruction 4, 8, 10, 13, 14, 18 through 20. Personnel, 3, 8, 13, 18, 27, 28 through 31, 34 through 38, and 41. Buildings and grounds, 1. Finance, 5. Board operations, 20. Can I get a first? Mr. Fallon, second. Mr. Milano, discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Fallon.
Yes.
Mr. Garvin.
Yes.
Mrs. Milano.
Yes.
Mr. Biamonte.
Yes.
Mr. Nieves.
Yes. Thank you, board, for your support. Before I open it up to the hearing of citizens, do we have anything for communications or unfinished business? All right. I will open it up to the hearing of citizens on anything you'd like to speak about. No? All right, hearing none, seeing none.
Nothing online.
Nothing online. Close tonight's hearing of citizens. Trustees, very excited about the start of the school year. Very excited for our building, very excited for our sports programs. Let's, Tony, looking to you, starting off our year like we do every year. And I don't want to jinx it, so I won't say it. It is important, though, one of the things that Tony said, it is a little bit chaotic. We do have 2 new buildings. There will be a lot of kids either running around or darting out, so please drive carefully and be conscious of that. And everybody enjoy your Labor Day weekend. So can I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Fallon, Mr. Biamonte, all in favor? All opposed? All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.